Microsoft can be accused of a lot of things, but I think being non-consumer friendly isn't one of them, as we keep seeing a lot of things happening just out of the blue. And this is nice to see that Microsoft is taking gaming to the next level with what they're able to do. You know, I really do think that this is something that, you know, Microsoft, like I said, has been able to get people to kind of clamp down on the idea that, you know, Microsoft is anti-consumer, anti-competitive, anti-this, anti-that. They really have gone a long way to make sure that the gaming industry continues to grow, even in areas that I personally don't care about. It's been something that they've been doing for a while now, though, and I think that's really cool. You know, like I said, Microsoft has done some things that you wouldn't have thought possible in the gaming stratosphere. But here we are, and we see that things continue to happen at a breakneck pace, to be honest with you. And I'm a little bit kind of one of those people that likes to be optimistic with this stuff. And here we go with some very positive news. And I'm happy to kind of do these type of videos because this is exactly what gaming needs right now, in my opinion, anyway. So obviously things can change at any particular time. But let's go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews, back with yet another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please hit that like button. I'm looking to get 100 likes on all the videos that I do, which would be absolutely incredible. If you all could do that, it's a very simple, small goal for myself, but one that I'm trying to reach anyway. So, you know, if you guys could help me out with that, I would love it, and just think the world of you guys for helping me out along the way. Now, obviously, we're seeing so many changes in the industry, and, you know, Phil Spencer is among those, kind of going out of his way to make sure that, you know, us as gamers have a lot of content. It's something that probably should have happened a very long time ago, but clearly, you know, wasn't the case, unfortunately, and, you know, they weren't able to kind of deliver with what we thought that they should, and that's really, really unfortunate. But they're trying to make amends. They're trying to do the right thing, and, you know, will that actually come out to, you know, work? I guess we'll see. You know, for me personally, I tend to be, like I said, a little bit on the positive side instead of like with all the negativity and things like that. So hopefully this is something that does come through and ends up working well for them in the long run. But and I kind of talked about this in my other video that I did. Microsoft is signing official deals with these companies to bring, you know, these Activision games, at least Call of Duty, to more people. They announced a legally binding 10-year deal to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo platforms. Again, this is crazy. This is unheard of in the industry. According to the Xbox firms, its previous announced commitments, now apparently legally binding, include releasing future Call of Duty games with full feature and content parity on the same day as Xbox, should its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard be approved. This is what they said. We are committed to providing a long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market, according to their statement. The last Call of Duty game released on a Nintendo system was the Wii U version of Call of Duty Ghosts, which was released in 2013 and allowed players to use a Wii remote to aim with motion controls. The announcement coincides with the EU hearing set to take place later on, in which Microsoft will appear in front of antitrust officials to defend itself after receiving objections to the $69 billion deal. Call of Duty has become the biggest point of contention between regulators scrutinizing Microsoft's proposed acquisition. And now, according to Brad Smith, he says, we've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers. This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms. So, again, their official statement is Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox with full feature and content parity, so they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty. We are committed to providing long-term equal access, blah, 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 etc., etc. So, you know, they're trying to better the entire community and make everything that much better. Despite Microsoft's pledging to offer Sony a similar agreement to the one given Nintendo, regulators have expressed concerns about the impact of Microsoft's Activision Blizzard deal it could have against PlayStation's ability to compete. Such nonsense, in my opinion, though, because let's just be honest, PlayStation's been dominating for decades, and they're just afraid of the competition in general. Sony Interactive Entertainment alleges that if a deal were to go through, Microsoft would have the ability to incentivize to exclude or restrict rivals, including PlayStation and PlayStation Plus, from having access to Call of Duty. In the midterm, a significant number of PlayStation users would likely switch to Xbox and/or Game Pass. Now, faced with weaker competition, Microsoft would be able to increase console and game prices just like what Sony did recently, including those that switched from PlayStation, increase the price of Game Pass, and reduce innovation and quality. Now, in response to the EU's statement and objections last week, Microsoft told Politico that it was committed to finding a path forward for the deal. We are listening carefully to the European Commission's concerns, and we are confident that we can address them, according to a spokesperson. So it's so funny to me that, Sony is just so much in such a way to kind of out for themselves, and I get it because it's a business, but it's like, damn, it's so clearly obvious that Microsoft is trying to do things to better gaming and get these games in more people's hands, and Sony wants it in less hands, and they want themselves to be looked at as like some kind of holy savior in gaming market. And I think people are starting to see that honestly just 100% is not the case, and we're going to continue to see Sony and Microsoft kind of battle this out. I do think that Microsoft has the leg up right now, thanks to this news. Again, when you consider they've signed a legally binding contract with Nintendo, and obviously GeForce as well, which is a streaming service. Again, so many people were saying, oh well, they'll own the streaming market, but here they are signing a deal with streamers to get this game. Now, again, personally, I couldn't care less about the streaming market or any of that nonsense. I think it's all just, I hate game streaming. I think it's horrible, and I'll continue to think that way because it just is not a great way to game. But hey, if people do want to play that way, better luck to them, more luck to them. I just am thankful as a fan that Microsoft has all of these other options to kind of go about their business. So yeah, that's what I'm excited about in the future, and I want to see Microsoft succeed with this Activision deal. I would hate to see it get stopped. Unfortunately, if it does get stopped, we know that it's in large part due to like this unbelievable bias in the industry. Like, I've never seen anything like this. It seems like to me, if Sony were having some kind of way to pull this off themselves, that people would be having a much different take on it, which is just truly unfortunate in my opinion. And I do honestly hope that Microsoft gets this to go through, because like I said, it's one of those things that you don't think about very often, but how much more competition would you have if you had like Nintendo in there as well? I just think it'd be much better all around. With that being said, let me know what you guys think. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thanks for watching. Crap Gamer out.